$25 million is the bid. $26 million.
The most expensive Porsche ever sold, the 1970 Porsche 917K that went for a staggering $14 million at an auction. Well, looks like that record might not get broken anytime soon. Jerry Seinfeld, the comedy legend, recently turned down a staggering $25 million offer for just one of his prized cars. Yeah, $25 million. And he said no. What could make a car worth that much? And why is it so priceless to Jerry? Buckle up, because we're about to take you inside the most incredible Porsche collection on the planet. From the car that sparked the $25 million offer to the hidden gems in his garage, this is a ride you don't want to miss. Let's dive in.
A lot of Porsche design philosophy, if you look at the skin of the body shape, what's the minimum shape that we can use to cover the mechanical equipment that we need to make the thing go?
Number 1. Porsche 911 Carrera RS. Perfect is how Jerry describes the 911 Carrera RS. Designed as a pure racing car, Porsche had to build at least 500 road versions to satisfy the FIA, so they made 1,580. With its flared arches, ducktail spoiler, and a 2.7-liter engine producing 210 horsepower, the RS is a driver's dream. Of course, not everyone appreciates its beauty. Jerry once witnessed a woman in a BMW crash into his parked RS, claiming she couldn't see it. Today, this icon is valued at $2.5 million. Before we take a deep dive into the next Porsche in Jerry Seinfeld's legendary collection, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Trust me, you don't want to miss exclusive access to the rarest, fastest, and most priceless cars in the world. Number 2. The 2011 Porsche 911 GT3 4.0 997. The Porsche 911 GT3 RS 4.0, with a serial number of 009, built specifically for Seinfeld, is a showstopper. Hailed as the final and most expensive of its kind, it debuted with a manufacturer's suggested retail price of over $245,000. Delivered to Jerry in January of 2012, this black beauty roared onto the scene with a 500 horsepower 4-liter flat-six engine. Can you imagine the thrill of hearing that power come to life? Seinfeld's GT3 RS 4.0 features silver-painted center-locking wheels, ceramic composite brakes, and exposed carbon fiber accents. With a personalized New York license plate reading MEZGER, a nod to Porsche's legendary engine designer, this car is a collector's dream. Number 3. Porsche 911 Carrera RS 993. If you're nostalgic for the last generation of air-cooled Porsches, the 911 Carrera RS 993 is your kind of car. Produced between 95 and 96, this lightweight powerhouse was built for speed and agility. Its 3.8-liter naturally aspirated flat-six engine delivers 300 horsepower, coupled with a 6-speed manual transmission. That's a recipe for pure driving bliss. Seinfeld's Carrera RS stands out for its lightweight rear spoiler, split-rim 18-inch racing wheels, and lower ride height. Designed for amateur motorsports, this car is the perfect balance of elegance and performance. Who wouldn't want to take it for a spin? Number 4. Porsche 911 Carrera RSR 2.8. Ready for some racing history? The Carrera RSR 2.8 was developed in 1973 for endurance racing. This car was the lightest and fastest of its era. Its 2.8-liter flat-six engine, high compression pistons, and twin-spark cylinder heads made it a force to be reckoned with on the track. Weighing just 840 kilograms, the RSR 2.8 dominated the competition, winning the 24 Hours of Daytona and securing podium finishes at Le Mans. Wide wheel arches, Fuchs wheels, and aggressive aerodynamics make this car a legend. Number 5. Porsche 356A Carrera Speedster. Jerry's 356A Carrera Speedster is a California dream on wheels.
So he calls Jay, and Jay called me. I don't know why.
Well, I knew if I had bought this car, Seinfeld would never forgive me. He's the Porsche guy. I like Porsches.
With its silver metallic finish and black leatherette interior, The combination is as classic as a Sinatra tune on a Sunday morning. But what makes this Speedster stand out? It's the attention to detail. The car boasts beehive taillights, European bumperettes, and flawless chrome brightwork that glimmers like jewelry under the sun. Restored to perfection, it features reupholstered Speedster seats, a canvas soft top, and even a boot cover made with authentic German materials. Under the hood, a 1600cc flat-4 engine with Solex P40 carburetors delivers 100 horses of pure joy. Upgraded from a 6-volt to a 12-volt electrical system, this Speedster pairs vintage charm with modern reliability. Number 6. Porsche 911 Speedster 993. This is a one-of-a-kind masterpiece. Created by Porsche's Sonderwunsch division, this car was commissioned by Italian designer Luca Trazi and unveiled at Monterey Car Week 2024. With its shortened windscreen and bulbous rear deck, it's an acknowledgement of classic Porsche Speedsters. Under the hood lies a 3.8-liter air-cooled engine producing 300 horsepower. The black leather interior features yellow decorative stitching and checkered flag seat centers. Add carbon accents on the dashboard and gear lever, and you've got a car that's as stylish as it is rare. Seinfeld's Speedster is truly a sight to behold. Number 7. Porsche 911 Sports Classic 992. This is a car that's as rare as a blue moon. Seinfeld's version takes it up another notch. The Porsche Classic Club Coupe, a bespoke beauty inspired by the Sport Classic and available exclusively to Porsche Club of America members. If you're a fan of limited edition cars, this one's a dream come true. Designed by Grant Larson, Porsche's style director of special projects, this car screams exclusivity. This masterpiece started life as a 1998 Porsche 911 Carrera Type 996. Yes, you heard that right. A car born in the late 90s was transformed into a modern marvel as part of Porsche's Sonderwunsch program, their version of a Your Wish is Our Command customization service. The result? A car that's essentially a greatest hits album for both Porsche and the PCA. Seinfeld, a PCA member for over 30 years, took this beauty on tour across the US, stopping at legendary events like the Porsche Parade in the Poconos and the Sports Car Together Fest at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Number 8. The Porsche 356-2 Coupe. Let's go back to where it all began. The 1949 Porsche 356-2 is the genesis of the Porsche legacy. Hand-built in a small Austrian sawmill, this car is one of only 52 ever made. Jerry's example, number 40, is completely original and remains a touchstone for Porsche enthusiasts around the world. Powered by a rear-mounted air-cooled flat-4 engine, the 356-2 is simplicity at its finest. It was crafted using Volkswagen parts, yet it looks like nothing else on the road. Seinfeld describes it as a little alien flying saucer, and it's easy to see why. With its aluminum body hand-hammered into shape, it's a piece of history that bridges the gap between engineering and art. The value of this car is almost irrelevant because its significance is priceless. It's ground zero for Porsche, and owning it is like holding the keys to the brand's DNA. Number 9. The Porsche 911 Carrera RSR 3.8 964. Next up is the Porsche 911 Carrera RSR 3.8 964, a car beast epitomizing raw, unfiltered performance. This model is part of the 964 generation of 911s and is a unicorn in the world of Porsche. If you think about cars that make your heart race just by looking at them, this one tops the list. Jerry's love for this car is no secret, and it's so easy to see why. With its wide body, aggressive stance, and 3.8-liter engine tuned to deliver insane power, the RSR 3.8 is an experience. While Seinfeld has let go of some Porsches at auction over the years, this one remains a standout in his collection. Can you blame him for holding on to it? This car is a pure adrenaline rush on wheels. Number 10. Porsche 356 America Roadster. As the first model in the iconic Speedster line, it was designed specifically for the US market. Lightweight and nimble, the 356 America Roadster set the stage for decades of Porsche excellence. Its aluminum body was handmade in Germany and 160 kilograms lighter than the standard 356 Coupe. Add slot-in windows, a folding rain cover top, and lightweight bucket seats, and you've got a car that's both functional and feather light. Under the hood, the 70 PS 4-cylinder Boxer engine pushed the car to a top speed of 111.847 miles per hour. a serious feat back in its day. Only 16 of these beauties were ever produced, making it one of the rarest Porsches in existence. Jerry Seinfeld, with his penchant for the extraordinary, clearly couldn't resist adding this gem to his collection. Imagine cruising in a car that's not just rare, but the very blueprint for every Porsche Speedster to come. Number 11. Porsche 911 Speedster 911. Who doesn't love a Speedster? And with its roots in the classic 356 requested by Max Hoffman in the 50s, the Speedster nameplate has become a hallmark of Porsche excellence. Jerry's 2019 911 Speedster Type 991.2 continues this legacy, with style, power, and rarity. Underneath the hood lies a naturally aspirated 4-liter flat-6 engine that cranks out an exhilarating 502 horsepower and 347 pound-feet of torque. Mated to a close-ratio 6-speed manual transmission crafted by Porsche's GT department, this car is as much about the driving experience as it is about looks. Speaking of looks, the Heritage design package takes it to the next level. Imagine gold and cognac interior details paired with a GT silver exterior and white bumper accents. This is a car that's as stunning parked as it is full throttle. With only 1,948 examples, the Speedster is a rare gem, valued between 350 and 400 grand. Number 12. Porsche 904 GTS. The Porsche 904 GTS is a car that defined an era. Born in the early 60s to conquer FIA GT racing, it's a car that's as much a legend on the track as it is on the open road. Debuting in '63, this beauty boasted Porsche's first ever composite body on a road-going car. It's super lightweight, with a curb weight of just around 1,500 pounds. Talk about engineering ahead of its time. Under the hood, most 904 GTS models came with a 2-liter flat-4 engine cranking out approximately 170 horsepower. It might sound modest by today's standards, but this car was a rocket for its era. 0 to 60 in 5.3 seconds, and a top speed nearing 160 miles per hour? That was a blistering performance for the 60s. Porsche built only about 106 road-going versions, making it another rare gem in Seinfeld's collection. Number 13. Porsche 718 Spider Targo Florio. Commissioned by Seinfeld himself, this car is a celebration of one of Porsche's most iconic racing victories, the 1970 Targo Florio, where Jerry's 908-03 Spider, chassis 008, claimed a monumental win. To commemorate the 50th anniversary of this triumph, Seinfeld worked with Porsche's Special Projects team to create a modern masterpiece. It's painted Gulf blue and adorned with clever details that acknowledge its racing heritage. Even the VIN ends with 1970, a subtle but meaningful tribute. The original 908-03 wasn't just a winner at the Targa Florio, it also took the checkered flag at the 6 Hours of Nürburgring, solidifying its place in motorsport history. With the 718 Spider, Seinfeld has crafted a bridge between past and present, combining cutting-edge technology with a reverence for Porsche's storied racing legacy. How's that for passion? Number 14. Porsche 911 Classic Club Coupe. If you're into resto modding, this one's for you. The 1999 Porsche 911 Classic Club Coupe is a one-of-one masterpiece created by Porsche Classic in collaboration with Porsche Club of America and the Sonderwunsch department. Built to commemorate Porsche's 75th anniversary, this car is as bespoke as it gets. Starting with a stripped 996 Carrera body, Porsche rebuilt it from the ground up, adding reinforcements to handle the power of a 3.6-liter flat-6 engine borrowed from a 996.2 GT3. The result? 381 horsepower of pure driving bliss, and the details, from the ducktail rear spoiler that nods to the 1973 911 Carrera RS 2.7, to the double bubble roof and 18-inch Fuchs-style wheels, every inch of this car is perfect. The bespoke interior makes it feel like a work of art. With a value hovering between $1.2 and $1.3 million and a badge that reads number 1 of 1, this car is evidence of Porsche's ability to blend history, innovation, and artistry into one unforgettable package. Number 15. Porsche 356B Abarth Carrera GTL. Here's where things get interesting. The 356 Carrera GTL Abarth isn't your typical Porsche. It's the result of a unique collaboration that saw an Italian touch added to a German masterpiece. In 1959, with competitors closing in, Porsche sought to push the limits of the 356. Carlo Abar, a name usually associated with Fiat, reimagined the car with a sleeker, more aerodynamic body. The result was a lightweight racer powered by a 1.6-liter flat-4 Furman engine, producing 135 horsepower. Only 20 were ever made, making it a rare gem. This car wasn't just about looks, though. It was a winner on the track, claiming victories at the Targo Florio, 6 hours of Nürburgring, and a class win at Le Mans. Number 16. Porsche 934. Next up, we have the 1976 Porsche 934. It is a car that redefines what it means to be street legal. Imagine 491 horsepower roaring from a 3-liter turbocharged flat-6 engine, suspension and brakes borrowed straight from the legendary 917 endurance race car, and a top end that sings at 8,500 RPM. It's no wonder this car dominated Group 4 GT racing in its day. Jerry's example, sourced from Greece by Bruce Canepa, is finished in continental orange and comes with a story that's as vibrant as its paint. Only 31 of these were ever made, making it a jewel for collectors. At an estimated value of $1.4 million, this car is proof of Porsche's racing pedigree and relentless pursuit of performance. Number 17. Porsche 908-03 Spider. This beast won the 1970 Targo Florio, one of motorsport history's most grueling and prestigious races. Chassis number 008 now belongs to Jerry Seinfeld, and he considers it his most prized possession. And can you blame him? Porsche built this car to commemorate the 50th anniversary of its iconic victory, making it a living piece of automotive history. It's no wonder this beauty likely has an asterisk on Jerry's collection list that means "do not sell." Who wouldn't want to hold on to a car that's essentially a rolling time capsule of Porsche's racing dominance? Number 18. Porsche 550 Spider. Beyond its macabre association, the 550 Spider is an engineering marvel and a legend in its own right. This mid-engineered 1.5-liter racer, producing 110 horsepower, was Porsche's first purpose-built race car. With a top speed of 140 miles per hour, it earned the nickname Giant Killer for its ability to outshine larger, more powerful cars on the track. Jerry's 550, considered one of the finest examples in existence, fetched a staggering $5.3 million at auction in 2016. Why? Because it was raced sparingly and escaped the kind of accidents that often claimed the lives of such machines. Before parting ways with it, Jerry described the car as the automotive equivalent of a Shakespearean sonnet or a Beethoven symphony. Poetic, isn't it? Number 19. Porsche 959 Sport. Meet the car that was too advanced for US roads in the 1980s. The Porsche 959, born out of Group B rally ambitions, packed a 444 horsepower turbocharged flat-6 engine and hit 197 miles per hour. It was a technological marvel, and Seinfeld's pristine white example reportedly cost him $700 grand. Today, it's worth around $3 million. Can you imagine owning a car so rare and powerful that the government tells you, sorry, you can't drive that here? Classic. Number 20. Porsche 911 GT2 993. The GT2 was designed with one goal in mind: to dominate the track. Under the hood of the first-gen GT2, a 3.6-liter twin-turbo engine roared to life, cranking out an impressive 430 horsepower. By the second generation, that same engine was tuned to pump out a fiery 462 horses. All that power was harnessed through a 6-speed manual transmission. No paddle shifters here, just pure old-school driving skills. The GT2 stood out with wider plastic fenders and a smaller rear wing featuring air scoops in the struts, a design that screamed speed and functionality. And let's not forget the groundbreaking Weissach axle, a suspension system that gave the GT2 its razor-sharp handling. If you're wondering about its racing chops, this car wasn't just a beauty, it was a brawler, winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 96 and 97. Even Formula 1 used it as a safety car in 95. What a legend. Number 21. Jerry's Porsche Carrera GT is a unicorn among unicorns. While Porsche eventually built 1,270 Carrera GTs, Jerry's is one of only 2 fully functional prototypes. With its mid-engine layout and striking design, this car paved the way for Porsche's modern hypercar era. Though Jerry tried to sell it at auction in 2016, he couldn't find a buyer. But hey, who wouldn't want to hang on to a piece of Porsche history like this? Number 22. Porsche 911 R911. Now, if you've ever thought about what it takes to inspire a car manufacturer like Porsche, just ask Jerry. The Porsche 911R, a manual-only wingless GT3, became an instant hit when it launched. But here's the kicker. Jerry Seinfeld had pitched the concept years before it came to life. In a conversation with Porsche designer Grant Larson, Jerry envisioned a lightweight, no-frills, track-ready 911, essentially a super lightweight, no-wing GT3. Porsche initially turned him down, but a few years later, they unveiled the 911R. Coincidence? Jerry doesn't think so. And while Porsche didn't give him official credit, it's clear his idea shaped one of the most sought-after Porsches of its time. Collectors went wild for the 911R, driving prices sky-high in the secondary market. Porsche responded by creating the 911 GT3 touring package, but Jerry's original vision remains the gold standard. Isn't it amazing how a comedian's idea can influence the automotive world? Number 23. Porsche 911 GT3 RS 4.0 997 2016. This rare masterpiece, limited to just 600 units worldwide, represents the pinnacle of Porsche's naturally aspirated engineering. Powered by a 4-liter flat-six engine, it produces an exhilarating 500 horsepower, delivering a pure driving experience that few cars can match. The GT3 RS 4.0 delivers an aggressive aerodynamic design with a massive rear wing, wide bodywork, and lightweight components that enhance its track-ready performance. Despite its racing pedigree, the car retains a sense of road usability, which makes it a perfect addition to Seinfeld's collection. Number 24. The Porsche 918 Spyder is where cutting-edge technology meets jaw-dropping performance. This plug-in hybrid supercar is in a league of its own, blending a 4.6-liter V8 engine with electric motors to produce a staggering 887 horsepower. Yeah, you heard that right, 887 horses under the hood. This car is as versatile as it is powerful, offering 5 drive modes, including electric-only, hybrid, and sport. Need to save fuel? The 918 can manage an impressive 78 miles per gallon on the European cycle. But if you're in the mood for speed, it'll rocket from 0 to 62 in just 2.8 seconds. Talk about split personalities. Now what you've all been waiting for. Imagine walking into an auction room, and the room goes dead silent as the bidding begins. You're holding your breath as the price for number 25 on our list, the 1969 Porsche 917, a car with more history than most of us could ever dream of, keeps climbing. And then it happens. $25 million. Yes, you heard that right. $25 million for a car that's more legend than metal and rubber. The bid is placed, and everyone's waiting for the final word. But then, he passes. Jerry Seinfeld, the man with a net worth of $1.1 billion, just turned down $25 million for his beloved Porsche. What would you do if you had that much dough in a car that's this special? If you're Jerry, you just wait for the right deal, no matter how many millions get tossed around. He knows what he's got. The 917 022 is no ordinary car. This Porsche, with its deep roots in both the racing world and Hollywood, could tell stories that would make anyone weak in the knees. Back in the late 60s, Steve McQueen, the ultimate cool guy of his time, got his hands on this very car for the iconic movie Le Mans. If you've seen the film, you know that the 917 was a symbol of speed, precision, and pure adrenaline. From there, the Porsche lived a life most cars can only dream of. It found itself on the racetracks of Europe, where it was purchased by Willie Cowson, a racing legend who campaigned the 917 in several high-stakes endurance races in 1971. But the story doesn't end there. The 917 had the kind of pedigree that racing fans drool over. Drivers like Joe Siffert, Reinhold Jost, and Richard Atwood got behind the wheel, making this car even more sought after. By the time it found its way into the hands of Jerry Seinfeld, it had already lived a life few cars could claim. But the rarest thing about this Porsche is its rarity. Only 25 of these 917Ks were made. That's it, 25. Can you even imagine? If you were one of the lucky few who got to lay eyes on this car in person, you'd witness something that transcends time. So back to the auction. Seinfeld passed on $25 million. And you know what? It's not because he's greedy or out of touch. It's because Jerry knows exactly what he's got. He's holding on to a Porsche with more history, more prestige, and more soul than most people could ever hope to own. And frankly, it's hard to put a price on that kind of legacy. And that's it. All 25 of the most incredible Porsches assembled, each with its own story, personality, and historical place. So what do you think? Which Porsche in Jerry's collection would you refuse to sell? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of luxury cars and jaw-dropping collections, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more incredible content, and ring that bell so you never miss a video.